Mormons in Missouri. The history of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, often referred to as the Mormon Church, or the Reorganized Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints that I attend to, in Missouri, is more tragic than most people realize. The Mormon Church has a large presence in Missouri today, with tens of thousands of members scattered throughout the state. But at one point in Missouri history, there was a war between the religion residents of the states and many followers of Joseph Smith. The founder of Mormonism began moving to the area near Independence, Missouri. Hey, my hometown! Around 1831, there was that year, Joseph Smith proclaimed that God had designed western Missouri as Zion and the New Jerusalem. Smith also explained that this city was where the second coming of Christ would occur, in addition to Jerusalem. And that in that place was where the Garden of Eden had been located in ancient times. But the new settlers' beliefs, their northeastern backgrounds, along with friendly relationships with Native Americans and an opposition to slavery, proved to be volatile combination with other residents who were primarily slave owners and immigrants from Kentucky and Tennessee, fearing that they would soon be politically and economically overcome by the command of the migration of additional Mormons in the areas of non-Mormon residents of Jackson County, forcibly ejected all Mormons from the county in 1833. That's Joseph Smith right there, and that's that fucker, Brigham Young. The Mormon War erupted in 1838 with clashes between residents that culminated in the extermination order by Governor Liebenbroggs, which declared that all Mormons were to be driven out of the state or exterminated. The group's approximately 15,000 followers were expelled from the state and forced to move to Illinois, and were finally west to Utah as Mormon leaders were jailed. Their properties were confiscated. Among those was left a young man named Brigham Young, and he's the one who really screwed up the church. There was also the Reorganized Church of Latter-day Saints, who did not follow Brigham Young. Joseph Smith III would reorganize the church in 1860, but most of the damage we done thanks to this guy. And among those left was a young man named Brigham Young, who founded Salt Lake City and served as the first terminal governor of Utah after being forced out of Missouri. So, oh yeah, Kansas City was founded after independence. So yeah, keep that in mind. Oh, the Dred Scott decision. The nation turned its attention to the Dred Scott trial of 1857. That would be a pivotal moment in the build-up to the Civil War. The case was first heard in 1846 in the old courthouse in St. Louis and wound its way through the court system until it landed in the Supreme Court. The court tested the legal limits of slavery and the constitutional right of slave to citizenship. Dred Scott was originally a property of the Dow family in St. Louis, but was eventually sold to Dr. John Ernstman. Ernstman moved from Missouri to Illinois, then to Wisconsin, where he practiced medicine. Eventually, Dred Scott and his wife returned to Missouri, where he sued for his freedom, thanks in large part to the encouragement of the Blau brothers, Henry and Taylor. Missouri statutes were critical to the case because they stated that Scott could sue for his freedom because he had previously lived in Wisconsin, a free territory, before coming back to Missouri, a slave state. Chief Justice Roger Taney read the 7-2 opinion that slaves were not citizens and not automatically free simply because they entered a free state. The ruling came to the controversial conclusion that no one of African ancestry was legally a United States citizen, so it was unlawful for them to inherit any legal action. The decision was one of the tipping points leading to the Civil War that started the state was, and it all started when the state was torn between North and South throughout the conflict. Thank you, John Brown. Hold on, I'm getting a call here.